Hello, friends. It's Miss Rice here, and I am so excited to be with you. Today is Monday, November the 16th, and we are ready for a great week. We have this week, and we have 2 days of next week, and then we'll get a little bit of a break. So let's get some real hard work going on starting today. All right, so here is our learning intention. You guys know what we do. You all do a little bit of echo me. So it says, I am learning to write a narrative. I know I'm successful when I can write about something in my life. So I'm going to change that. We've got a little bit of a typo there. So we're going to take that out. Write about something in my life. So I'm going to have you pause. And I think you all can do this because we've been doing narratives for a little over a week and a half. So pause the video, tell someone that's sitting close to you or an adult in your house, what is a narrative? Okay, so I'm glad you got a chance to pause. I'm going to see if you remember what a narrative is. Uh, Give me a thumbs up if you said that a narrative is a story about you. If you said that, give yourself a thumbs up. Did you say that a narrative is a story that has events told in order from beginning, middle, end? Give yourself another thumbs up. And this is the big one. Did you say that a personal narrative is something that zooms in but also stretches out? If you said that, guys, you really know what a personal narrative is. Super duper. All right. So, the biggest thing is, like we talked about last week, is that a personal narrative zooms in on one small moment, but then stretches it out. And it uses those sensory details, things that you see, things that you, things that you, things that you, and things that you, yeah. So things that you see, you hear, you smell, you taste, you touch. But we also talk about some things that happen inside. When you think about this personal narrative, this story about you that's in order from beginning, middle, and end, you might start to feel a little bit of sad. You might start to feel a little bit angry. You even might start feeling a little happy or excited, or you're like, I just feel so loved. So that's the purpose of a personal narrative. This week, you guys are going to get to do something really, really cool. You're going to get to write about a time that you saw an animal. Yeah. So you could write about a dog or a cat, something that you see very often, but you might start to think about something that you don't see very often. And when you saw it, you were like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Well, Miss Rice is going to tell you my story real quick. Okay. It's about an animal that I did see, and this animal got into my house. Oh my gosh. So a few years ago, we had a really bad winter storm, and in the top of my house, there was a hole. Well, before we got the hole patched up in my house, guess what was in there? A raccoon. Mm-hmm. A raccoon got in the top of my house. So I had a friend of mine, and I didn't know that the raccoon was still in there. I had a friend of mine go ahead and patch the hole at the top of my house. And guess what? One morning I woke up and I heard something go, and I looked over, and guess what was in my room, friends? The raccoon was in my room. Oh my gosh, I was so scared. I didn't know what to do. So, tomorrow, if you get to come back with me, I'm going to show you a picture of the raccoon that was in my house. It was really, really big. It was really big. And I had to call animal control to come and get it. And it cost me a lot of money for them to get it out. But luckily, no more raccoons. So there was my personal narrative. It was a story about me. It was a story about my life. It was a story that had events in order, and I told you about something that I saw, and I was really nervous, really scared. So, guess what? There's my personal narrative. So, I want you to think about an animal that you may have seen before. Hmm. If you need to pause the video, pause it. Talk with someone that's sitting beside of you, maybe an adult or an adult in your house, and say, "Can you help me think of an animal that I saw that I could write a story about?" And I'll pause. Okay, so friends, what you're going to do really quick, we're going to think about this and we're going to use this sentence frame. Okay, are you ready? So you should have a piece of paper, you should have a pencil, and we're going to write this sentence frame. Oh, oh my goodness, this goes back about 3 weeks ago. There's that capital I. It has to be capitalized. For one, it's at the beginning of a sentence. And for two, I replaces the person, which I'm an important person. You're an important person. You have capital letters at the beginning of your name. This is a pronoun. So it always has to be capitalized. All right. So we're going to write the sentence. I saw a. So I'm gonna go here. Saw. What sound do I hear at the beginning of saw? S. Good. I saw. This is a pretty easy word. A. So think about the animal that you saw. Were you at the zoo and maybe you saw an animal? Were you walking along? Maybe you were on someone's farm and you saw an animal. Maybe you were at the pumpkin patch or horse riding stable. Any place that you saw something. Guys, I'm telling you, a lot of times when I'm driving, I see a lot of animals. I saw a deer close to my house. Yeah. I saw a groundhog. I see rabbits all the time. Yeah. So those are some of the animals that I saw. Okay. So make sure you have written that down. And friends, where you see these lines right here, this is one blank. So you're not going to just write that blank and say that you're finished. You're going to fill it in. Okay. So I'll show you what mine would look like, and I'll go back in a second. I would say I saw a raccoon, and there's my period. Mm-hmm. But you may not have seen a raccoon. You may have seen a deer. You may have seen a cow. There are some people that have even seen foxes or coyotes. Yeah. How did that make you feel if you saw that? Yes, definitely. Okay. So, some of the words you might use are going to be found in this word bank. You might use the word scared. You might use the word excited. You might use the word nervous. You might use some of these animal words, like Miss Rice's word was a raccoon. You might see a deer, a coyote. Maybe you saw some animals at the zoo. Yeah, maybe some people could have seen a llama before. And I'll tell you what, one of my favorite books Is Your Mama a Llama? Do y'all like that book? I love that book. Is Your Mama a Llama? Yeah. So those are some of the words that you may try to use as you're writing your sentence like this. I saw a. I saw a. What did you see? Okay. So today, pretty short. You're just going to be thinking about some of the words, some of the animals that you saw. You can also, we're really encouraging you to write your sentence and then draw a picture with this. Now, let me ask you all this. Is Miss Rice a good artist? Mm-mm. But do I try? I'm not gonna give up. I'm not gonna worry if my drawing is not perfect. It looks good to me. Okay, so I'm just gonna do the best I can and be done with it. That's it. All right. My biggest focus is going to be on this sentence. I saw and then oh my goodness, we got to make sure we put something at the very end of this. You might put an exclamation mark. You might put a period. Would we put a question mark? I saw no, because we're not really asking a question. We're telling something. So we might be just doing a stop, or we might be just doing an exclamation mark. So your job today, get this sentence done. You may use some of these words here. And you're also going to draw an illustration, draw a picture that goes along with your sentence. Okay, let's review our learning intentions once again before we get ready to leave. We are learning to write a narrative. Guys, we did. We talked about it. Hopefully, you're going to get a chance to talk with someone at your house, and you know that you're successful when you can write about something in your life. I'm going to write about that crazy raccoon that was in my house. Oh, it was terrible. All right, friends, have a wonderful, wonderful, a marvelous Monday. And I will see you here tomorrow if you're not able to get onto the Zoom with your regular teachers. Have a great day, guys.